And we are live. Welcome everyone here to Metal Rock's channel. And my guest this evening is none other than the ubiquitous Dope Comix. How you
What
doing,
is
my
going
friend?
on, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? Happy to be here. We're celebrating a good occasion.
Oh yeah, we got a real good occasion today. Well, let me turn down my volume here because I'm hearing echo. That's an amateur move on my part there. All right, so I'm nervous, Dope. I'm nervous.
Hey, you got something cool to show. You're
I,
excited.
I
Ain't nothing
do,
wrong
I
with that.
do, I do, I do. First of all, let's look at the chat here. Let's shout out these great people that are supporters of mine for some for many years. We got Jacob Barnowski. How you doing? Hey, evening, everyone. Brett Bottomley, my friend, how you doing? Las Cruces from New Mexico. Man, he's like Cruces. I think this guy is like he's one of those guys with superpowers that he can split into like 10 people.
I think he's got about 4 or 5 computers set up, multiple screens. He's always on everybody's chat.
He's everywhere at all times, you know.
Yeah, and he
So
never sleeps.
yeah, I tell you, he's an insomniac too. I love Disney and comics. Hey, Steve, how you doing, my friend? From over in Dayton, Ohio. Bleecker Street, welcome. We're starting, Bleecker.
Yeah,
We're starting.
Bleeker's my brother. Yeah, I like Bleeker.
Brett, we are on hiatus because DS had a son born a couple months ago. So apparently, if you've had young children, I know you know about this, Dope. You don't sleep much when they're that young, you know. So he's trying to recover, but I think we'll be back probably by the end of the year, I would hope. And of course,
you got a good show.
Yeah, I love that show. That show is one reason why I'm still on YouTube, but I'll get into that later. All right. So why are we here? First of all, Dope Comix, his information is below. And I want to kind of like introduce him to my audience, right? Because he is one of the most entertaining guys on YouTube, you know. He does his videos like this, right? Like portrait like, not the landscape, right? He's old school stuff, right?
I don't know how to work nothing. I have no editing skills.
Yeah, but here you're landscape. So now you made me a liar there. But anyway, and he also has like all these anecdotes and metaphors and similes that I spit out laughing sometimes at stuff he comes up with. You know, he's just a lot of fun, and his collection is totally insane.
Thank you.
But he collects. But what I really like about you, Dope, is that you collect the stuff you love. You know.
Yeah. I collect things that most people I don't think care about, but they should.
Right. I do too. Right. But you have like single digit Superman, first 20 issues of Spider-Man, a bunch of pre-code horror, just on and on and on. You know. So I want people to get to know you because if they are looking at my channel, they're going to really enjoy your channel, I'm thinking.
Well, thank you.
Okay, we got a couple more people here. I think you know this gentleman over here. The immortal Biggie Shack.
Yeah, Biggie's the one that got me doing this. He told me a long time ago. We were friends on IG, and he was like, you need to start doing a YouTube channel. And I was hesitant because I don't know how to do nothing on YouTube. And he invited me on his show a couple times, and I got the bug a little bit. Now, I still don't know how to do live chats or none of the editing, but I do the best I can do with what I got.
You do fine. You do fine. Hey, Kenneth, how you doing, my friend? And Cardstock. And Biggie is, of course, old, long-time friend of mine.
Yeah.
From way back when. And, he's, what can I say? He's unique in so many ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So why are we here? So the title may seem a little mysterious because when Dope sent me a message sometime back and he says, "Oh, I found something for you. And I'm going to send it to you." I'm like, he's more excited about it than, I am,
I was excited.
And I'm like, okay, Dope. All right. Okay, great. And I was on a cruise. So I said, hey, wait a while because, I didn't want it to be out here, but I had my sister-in-law check the mail anyway. And you sent it and got here a few days before I finished my cruise. So it was here waiting for me on Sunday. So I got here on Sunday and I'm like beat, Dope. I drove from Miami 8 hours, I was just dead, and I took a shower, I ate something, and I was like, I couldn't go to sleep without looking what was in that box. I just couldn't. I just couldn't, My wife was asleep, right? So I came into the room and I open it up and I'm like, what is, and then there's a box within a box and you put instructions in there and the whole bit, right? And I open it up and I was like, no, where's the smelling salts?
Yeah.
I was like, what? How the heck does this happen?
I didn't want to celebrate till I got it, but I let you know ahead of time because I couldn't wait. I was like, if I'm working on something and I'm in negotiations, if it works out, I'm going to send you something. And once I got it, I was so excited.
Wow.
So,
hey, Hoarder's Hide, how you doing? This is something Hoarder's Hide is going to like. Because this thing, it's not a comic, first of all. I'm going to make myself big here.
go ahead.
It's not a comic, first of all. Let me just tell you that right off the bat. It's not a comic, but it has to do with this. Witchcraft 5. Now, Dope and I are Witchcraft 5 brothers. I got mine last year in wretched shape, and Jerry the Jitterbug essentially resurrected this thing, Dope. You saw it before, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That thing was a wreck, right? Hey Mars, how you doing? Hey Naaman, how you doing, my friend? So, I'm thinking to myself, what is Dope so excited about, right? And he gets very excited on his videos, right? When he gets a comic, he's like, I was after this thing, and nobody bid on this, but yeah, right, all that. I love when you do that stuff because it gets me amped up,
Oh yeah, I get passionate.
You don't get passionate. You get, that's why I call you the wonderful maniac. Because you're when you start talking, it's like it's a whole stream of consciousness thing with you,
Yeah, I don't even know where it's going.
And that's what makes you so wonderful and so maniac. Anyway, so the artist for Witchcraft 5, the only comic cover he did is Kelly Freeze. And this is a painted cover. And in the centerfold is a text story with that same ghoul line drawn by Kelly Freeze. Okay.
Very rare book.
Oh man, it's gorgeous. I read that thing. Even the interior stories are pretty cool, by the way.
Yeah, it's very rare. It's one of my top 2 or 3. I love it.
Oh man,
I chased it a long time too.
I know. When we were on Biggie, you were. It was on order, and you didn't tell me anything because you were like, until it gets here, right?
Yeah. Well, I had to make sure I got it. You know what crush yourself.
Right. So, hey, Jackson Roy Kirk, hi my friend. How you doing? Let's see. Hold on. Roger couldn't wait to see what it was. He has no problem making us wait. That's right. I don't. Right. So this is what it is. Kelly Freeze is he passed away back in 2005. I never saw him in a convention in Florida or in the Southeast. He lived in California. He did very few conventions. So I never got to see him. I really wanted to, and I never did get to see him. So this is like the next best thing, Dope. All right. So what this is, let me show you here. This is original art drawn by Frank Kelly Freeze in 1958. That's what this is. 2 sketches.
Both signed underneath.
Both signed underneath by Kelly Freeze. Let me see if I can get that. See there, Kelly Freeze. And there. I looked at some of my pulps. This guy here looks very similar to a couple of his science fiction pulp characters. Not exactly, but similar. This guy here, Dope, I don't know if you know what he looks like. That could be like Frank Frazetta.
I came across that piece and I saw it was 1958, and I think you're born what, 64?
Yeah.
And you told me the story about, you know, growing up. Was it Mad Magazine?
Yeah, Mad
You
Magazine.
used to look at,
He did the covers in the 50s and 60s, and my brother had them.
and you're
You know,
so passionate about, you know, Kelly Freas and looking at his artwork as a kid and growing up, you know, loving Kelly Freas. And when I had a chance to get a piece of his original artwork, I knew exactly what collection it needed to go to. So nobody
dude,
appreciated it more than you would.
dude, you don't know what you did to me, man. You know, I had trouble sleeping that night, even as tired, as beat as I was, because I knew this was hanging on my wall over here.
Yeah, I was just so excited when I got the deal done and it was on the way. And then I was really excited when I got it. And I was really excited when I got to your place.
Oh
So,
man, yeah, my sister-in-law confirmed it was here, so don't no worries there.
yeah, well, I was so,
Um,
I mean, you deserve it. I mean, you're a pillar of the community. You're always upbeat. You're never on here griping about, you know, whatever, CBS or CBSCS lost all my books, or, you know, I got a 9.4 instead of a 9.8. You're always nice to everybody. And that's the perfect piece, and it belongs in your collection.
dude, this is so incredible, Dope. You have no, and by the way, it's weird, Dope, right? If you look at it, the paper it's on, it's it's like um it's like vellum or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of a clothy kind of leather, clothy kind of paper.
Yeah, to me, it looks like a kind maybe that you put under like a light
Oh, maybe.
that you can
Yeah,
transfer. Maybe I don't. You could. It definitely looks old. It's yellowed anyway. Ain't it?
yeah, it is. It's yellow. Look at the detail on and the line work on that.
Yeah,
I mean, just really something. That looks like Frazetta to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. Um, but boy, that guy looks like Frazetta. And that guy, somebody said that looks like the guy from Jaws, and he's right about that too. I think they're both Frazetta Brett things. I Brett is his comic historian to a certain degree, so they might both be. If that's the case, Dope, you just doubled how good this is, because I'm a huge Frazetta fan as well.
yeah. I mean, that thing. You know, it's 70 years old now. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's survived all these years just being lead and paper. So
I mean, I'm not going to ask what you paid or how you got it or anything, but whatever it was, my friend, I'm in your debt, because I never even knew this existed.
well, you just keep doing you and being positive for the community. You've never said a bad word about anything, and there's so many channels I don't really like to get on because it's just controversial stuff. But you get on here, I know I'm going to get to enjoy comics, and it's going to be people that's passionate about comics. It's not nothing. You know, you're not on here trying to do a whatnot sale. You know what I mean?
No,
So
no.
it's not QVC, but we both
No,
love
no, no.
comics, and you're like me. I wouldn't care if my comic books weren't worth a penny. I mean, they're worth it to me, and
Yeah.
I'm going to keep them no matter what. You know?
Yeah,
So
if they're if comics devalue, I'm gonna buy more comics.
yeah, me too. Yeah.
That's my way looking at it.
Yeah, I don't look at them like a stock. I just look at them like a passion. I love the art. I love the stories, and I
Oh, I
love
know you
the
do.
history behind them.
I know
And you
you do.
got a great piece of history right there.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm holding it right.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
he did. I bet you he did not do a lot of original art pieces that that people have. Because the era where he was active, that wasn't really a thing.
yeah,
This looks to me like something that he was like a production kind of thing, where he was like, I want it's a certain character I want to put up, and maybe it is Frazetta,
yeah.
and he did. By the way, it's called Studies Over Photos. So maybe there was a photo reference for this. I'm going to research this, Dope, to see if
Yeah, he
I
might have
can.
did a bunch. He could have did a bunch of headshots and carried them to the magazines and comic companies and said, "Hey,
Yeah,
here's what
this
I
is
can do."
this is 58. So at this point, he had already. This might have been I think it was outstanding science fiction. In the 50s? He did the pulps. I have a few of the ones for 53 and 55. So this would be a little bit more advanced in his pulp career, right before he went to Mad. I'm going to research it because it is really just something special.
Yeah.
So, again, my friend, I am in your debt. I mean, thank you so much. The fact that you put those pieces together and you thought of me means more to me than that, believe it or not.
Well, I mean, we were talking. I guess she was on a show. I don't even remember what show. Maybe he was doing a show or whatever, or we're on the same show or whatever. But
yeah,
you moved me talking about being a kid and studying his artwork and looking up the Mad magazines because I did the same thing with Maurice Whitman, and so I knew where you were coming from, and so that's just love for comics,
Yeah.
So
Whitman did those great Planet comics,
Ghost Comics,
man,
Jungle
the
Comics, Jumbo Comics, Fight Comics,
oh man, so good. I mean, when you
he
look
don't
at
get
those
no appreciation either. He's kind of like Kelly Freeze. Nobody really knows him.
no, right, yeah. Well, Kelly Freeze was known back then, in his time. He won Hugo Awards, Inkpot Awards. He had like over 50 awards.
Well, most of the time when I talk to people about Kelly Freeze, the first thing that pops out of their mind is Star Trek.
Right.
Because he was a big Star Trek guy.
He was. And he did a couple Star Trek covers,
Mhm.
which I'm after as well. And some interior art.
Yeah,
correct. He was a big sci-fi guy. He was just a big fan of the sci-fi genre. And that's why he did all those pulps. He did, he did the covers, and then, inside there were some like 3-4 illustrations.
Yeah.
But hey, Bill, how you doing, my friend? So dope. Again, thanks so much, my friend. But this is not the end, right? Because I'm going to show you a few things, and I want you to react. By the way, everybody, please go down below. If you have not subscribed to this gentleman, go and watch his haul vids, okay? I mean,
it's really not for everybody.
Kicking rocks. I mean, all kinds of stuff like that is going to spew out, and I'm like...
Yeah, it's not for everybody, but people that watch it seem to enjoy it. So,
hey Ken, how you doing? I am doing. Estoy magnífico, mi amigo. Thank you. He asked me in Spanish, so I'm responding. Oh man, Biggie got wrenches for days. Yeah, Biggie. Everybody on Biggie's channel is wrenches. So I got a few things I wanted to show you here, and I want you to react to them because I know that you love horror and stuff. So I figured I want to see your reactions to some of these that I picked out here. So, what do you think about this sucker right here?
I love Strange Adventures. I like the pink cloak down there. You got to be a good man to wear a pink cloak like that. It's hard to be afraid of somebody in a pink cloak, but he's still scary.
Oh man, yeah, that's
right.
His
grandma's cloak, I believe.
You got to be a ghoul's ghoul to wear that cloak.
He's stole his grandma's cloak and shoes. But
oh man! All right, here's an interesting one.
Unexpected. Love that title. The whole run's great. It's great.
Notice the what he's saying here. You can go home. I've beaten death. Nobody dies today.
Hey, you can't beat that. Yeah, but that's a cool cover. They all look shocked back there.
Yeah.
If you beat death, you're a bigger man than I am. Nobody's beat him yet, right?
Nobody's beat him yet. Well, there was this one guy back in Bethlehem who I think
you're right.
That.
Yeah.
But other than that, here's one weird mystery.
I love Weird Mystery. Weird Mystery is a short run. It's only 24 books. And if you're going to, people ask me all the time, if you're going to get into collecting DC from the 70s, that run right there has a lot of great covers. There's only 24 of them. You ain't got to do like you do with House of Secrets or, House of Mystery, where there are a lot more titles. That's the first one most people collect right there. And I love Weird Mystery.
You see what I mean, guys? This guy knows his horror comics. All right. I'm telling you, you gotta see his vids. Hey, Brian, how you doing, my friend? Hey, you Slim. How you doing, Sean?
You got a lot of Neil covers in that too.
Yeah. Look at this one here.
Another unexpected. Beautiful colors. I like the lava monster coming out. Looks like a bad trip to Hawaii right there. So, that's reality for some people over there. But
imagine you're going on vacation to Hawaii and that comes out at you.
Yeah, I'm trying to eat some pig dug out of the ground wrapped in banana leaves, and that happens. So,
oh man! All right, here we go. Here's kind of a silly one, but
that right there might be the second appearance of the Three Stooges dead in DC Comics.
That was your last video.
This is the second appearance. So,
Oh,
very hot book in the spec world right now for anybody that wants that. And it's also, if I believe correctly, on page 7 of that is the first appearance of modern central heat and air.
oh my gosh! Wow.
Keep that one. That's going to go up in value.
Oh man, hold on. I got a few more I want to show you. Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna pivot to Charlton now.
I love Charlton. I love Dale. I love Whitman. All the painted covers. They're all great.
Hold on. This is the one. These are the two I wanted to show you. Oh no, sorry. There's more than that. But look at this.
Golden Key.
Look at this thing.
Oh yeah, Ghostly Haunts. Yeah, that Charlton was so hit or miss. I love the guy at the bottom with the big eyeballs for sure. And you see him at the very bottom. The closer detail, that Charlton was real big on doing a lot of detailed close, and then they got real bland in the back. But
this book. You know what this reminds me of? Like this is like the ultimate "get off my lawn" cover.
I was thinking She-Ra because he was riding that horse on fire, and there's a Castle Grayskull back there. But yeah, we're both right. I feel that way now. I used to not feel that way, but now I've become that old grumpy man over time.
Oh, I think you're far away from that, my friend. Yeah. Now look at this. Look at this sucker.
Yeah, that Return of the Toad Man, it looks like, but he's a giant. Look how big he is compared to them people down there. Whoever did it, you know, what I like about them old books, I think they used encyclopedias. They used anything for reference because there wasn't no internet.
Right.
But you can look at that thing in the face and tell it's like a lizard, or he was looking at a encyclopedia and it was an alligator or something, whatever they use for reference. And I love that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's a beautiful book, and that's something else. There's a way of collecting now where people will find like a picture, maybe of a Superman from the 40s, and there's like a battleship behind him, and then they'll go out and find like the old Time magazine or whatever, and it's got the same battleship, you know, where they use that as a reference.
They use it for reference. Yep.
Yeah, I love to try to find that kind of stuff.
And you got like the Roy Lichtenstein stuff where he actually copied it like right from the panel.
Yeah, and that's amazing. I like trying to find that kind of stuff. Because they talk about a lot of stuff like the, I think it was what's the Mile High collection? You know, that guy had the whole collection. He saved all his books because he used a lot of stuff for references. And
correct.
You know, right. he did business cards back in the day. And you might need to draw a roof or a gutter system. And you just go back to your comics and just find something with a cool roof on it.
Exactly.
You'd have to have some of everything.
You got it. What do you think about this?
Now that's a beautiful cover right there. The detailed skeleton. The guys in the background stealing all the mummy's money. There ain't nothing better than mummy money.
Mummy money.
Mummy money makes the world go round. And he's got plenty of it now. But I don't think he's going to get out alive.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think
yeah, he ain't getting out of King Tatu's tomb right there.
Oh, man. Wow.
Money mummy.
All right, let's pull out your Witchcraft 5.
All right. I always keep a close eye.
Let's let everybody. Here's the photo op. Click your phone.
This book here.
You're not going to see too many side by sides.
It's rarer than hen's teeth. It's a hard book to find. It's the only Kelly Fleece cover.
Only Kelly Fleece horror cover. Yeah, he
did. It's amazing book. You never see them. I remember I sent you I was on vacation at Hilton Head, and I sent you a text one time that one finally came available on eBay. And I've seen one maybe in 3 years. Super rare book, great book. If you ever find one, pick it up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not everybody gets lucky like Metarog and finds one at a yard sale for $5.
Well, my friend Lawrence Everett found it in a flea market.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a once in a lifetime
corner, right?
What was that?
You just noticed the little corner on it, right?
Like I saw the picture. Yeah, I saw the picture, and all I saw, because the Avon is gone here, but I saw the green and a W over here.
So you saw, just that little corner.
And I was like, because again, I've studied this comic for 30 years, so I was like, hot dog, I know what that is.
Grab that.
Of course, it was missing a back cover, missing a coupon. I had that stream with Jerry the Jitterbug, who he actually got a coupon from another comic with the same coupon. Leaf casted it on there. He got the back cover, which was the exact same. That month, all covers were the same. Exact back and interior cover. Nobody can tell me that cover, the back cover on this sucker, is not the original. It is perfect.
And your book is so cool because it's got the story to tell, from the flea market to the Jerry the Jitterbug story to I love the way you preserved it for somebody for the next 70 years. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That
You cared enough about that book to preserve it for somebody for the next 70 years.
Yeah, when I'm gone, this thing's still going to be around because he put that Tengojo paper on the inside. So this cover is next to bulletproof.
Yeah.
I mean, it's thick, you know.
And,
Anyway.
you know, when it comes to restoring books, I'm always on the wishy-washy. You know, I love a book restored like you restored the book. I don't want one where people will try to make it look like it's brand new. Because I believe horror books, especially horror books, they need to look old and beat up and spider webs on them. And they need to have that, you know, old look to them.
That's the character of the comic,
yeah.
you know.
I'll take a 1.8, a 3.5. I mean, I don't want a high-end book. You know what I mean?
Well, the horror is hard to find high-end. And if you can't find it, it's like you got to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. When I say high-end, I mean like 6, you know, but yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. You got a couple things to show, and I'll react to yours.
I've got a bunch of books. Well, I mean, I've got about 10 slabs sitting here beside me. So,
all right.
We're just talking about my hero. So here's some Maurice Whitman's.
Oh, let me make you big because I want everybody to see this. Oh,
this is Maurice Whitman. Maurice Whitman was the master to me of combining detailed ghost, and he always did like good girl art. And here you can see it's like a swirly dream state. Even the tombstones over here are a little cockeyed and everything. So it's a dream state, and he always had beautiful books.
Yeah.
So
hey, Russ, how you doing, my friend?
This is Ghost number 1 from 1951.
Wow, and that's a 5.0.
That is a 5.0.
Whoa.
And
Maurice Whitman, I don't know if you think so, but his ladies are to me the most beautiful in the golden age. They're just gorgeous ladies.
I love Maurice Whitman and I love L.B. Cole, but L.B. Cole is a master of color, but Maurice Whitman, his pencils are just insane.
I agree. Color, you can't beat Cole.
Yeah.
But look how just elegant and gorgeous that lady is.
Yeah, I mean the women, and then the background, you got the ghoul back there, and you got the little fairies down here falling. And,
I didn't even notice those. Yeah.
Yeah, this is this right here is Ghost number 2.
Number 2. Yeah, you love those low numbers, man. I've noticed that.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of Superman low numbers. I got a bunch of Batman low numbers, but I just got a stack of horror here. So this is Ghost. This one's my favorite cover. This is Ghost number 4.
Oh, that's a gorgeous cover.
And this one's a 6.5. But the reason I love this one, this might be a little morbid for some people, especially people that don't like horror. But this woman here, she's contemplating suicide. And she's got these demons talking to her, and they're all 3 telling her to jump. And yeah, and if you put the book the way that it was drawn like that, she's already fallen off the building.
Yeah, she's leaning off. Yeah.
So she's but you got she looks so innocent, and he does such a good job with the detail of the demons. That's just a beautiful book and cool book.
Notice that he drew that lady with a light colored dress to juxtapose the red of the demons.
Yeah. You know, she pops out.
She pops right out. Those kind of details, you know, that artists are paying attention.
Yeah. And I think we got one more Maurice Whitman here, and then we'll go on to something else. This is number 6 of Ghost, and it's just beautiful too. This is
back.
A lot of people consider this one the belle of the ball. This is the one that most people want. I think because they really like the bondage on the girl down there. But the Hunchback's cool. You got the guy coming up through the attic with his pistol. I guess it's an attic. I don't know what it is, but it don't look like somewhere to be above ground, but he's coming in through. So, but she looks like she's probably going to get it. But that is a 2.5, and this is from 1953.
Yeah, you got bondage, you got rescue, you got Hunchback,
you got horror, you got everything you'd want.
You got it. Hey Ryan, how you doing, my friend? Oh, you just made it. Ryan's now working at a comic shop, one of his dream jobs. So great to have you here. Remember, Dope's information is down below. Jackson, if you want to put that in the chat, his link, I'd appreciate that, my friend. Go ahead.
Now, this one is my favorite pre-code horror book I've ever had. It took me years and years and years to find. One day, it was a Monday morning. I woke up at 4:30 to go to work. somebody posted it Sunday night, like they always do on eBay. You know, they try to put it on for 7 days. I saw it about 4 hours after it posted because it came off the West Coast, and I bought it immediately. This is Beyond One and a 6.5, and it is a pedigree.
Oh.
And I wanted just a raw copy or anything I could find, and I bought it immediately. But the werewolf's really detailed. You can see his fingers are all broke up. This book you never see. I ain't seen one on eBay in 5 years except for this one, and this is the one I bought. But if I ever see another one, I'd buy it too. But the black's so black, and it came out of the Krypton D pedigree. So
Wow.
if you know anything about the Krypton D group, it was one of the largest collections of comic books, and 2,500 of them got stolen. And this is one of the ones that got stolen. And when they found all of them, they made them their own pedigree. So this book was stolen.
Great little tale behind that one there.
Yeah.
Look what Bill is saying here, Dope. I asked Dope Comix if you give me one of those women covers, and he ghosted me.
Yeah. I'll give him the what's that new thing all the kids are doing now, where you just get a picture on your phone?
Oh yeah, like
NXT or
NFT. Yeah, NFT.
I'll send him an NFT of one of those.
Yeah, that's right. Not like Bill has a pretty darn good horror collection himself, by the way. So
yeah.
Don't listen to a word he says. All right.
Well, he has. He's one of our guys. He has he's got one of the
he's got a Witchcraft 5 too.
Yeah. He's got a Witchcraft 5. He's got a lot of cool stuff. But he's a Witchcraft 5 brother. He
didn't even tell me he had that. I
was on one of the shows when he first got it, and right down at the bottom, I posted that me and you both had one, and that's the only 3 copies I know of it. So,
that's that. Yeah, I guess I must have missed that haul that he did. So I guess my fault, not his.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, it wasn't on I don't think he had it for like a cover picture or anything. You just had to be watching to know it. But I would have bragged a lot more if I'd have been him. But here's some LB Cole. We were talking about LB Cole.
Oh yeah, and there it is.
Yeah, he's
colors and floating heads. I tell you that you can't beat those.
Yeah, the colors he uses.
Oh man,
here's an LB Cole where there's only 7 on the census. It's either 7 or 9. I think it's 7. This is super horse here, and look at all the colors on it.
Now that's the accepted version, right? That's not the
Yeah, this is accepted. This is the real deal.
Okay.
I know there's one that came out like a couple years later.
Right, there's 2 versions of it. Yeah, there's 2 versions of it.
Yeah, Canadian version, I think, ain't it? The other one?
I'm not sure. I know I've seen 2 versions because when I used to work at a comic shop, they had both versions. One with that accepted label, and one has like a star or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, though.
Yeah, there's 2 versions, and the other one I think is a couple years behind this one. But this one, this is the first year. This is 1951.
Oh yeah, nice.
Only 7 of these. So that's some more LB Cole. I got 2 really good LB Cole here.
Well, there's no bad LB Cole as far as I'm concerned.
That's my favorite LB Cole.
Yeah, that's a Bill self-portrait there. I bet you. LB Cole was, he time traveled and saw Bill and put him on a cover.
Then,
it says the accepted is the reprint, according to Bill.
Bill probably knows more than I know.
The accepted is the reprint.
And then you got
that could be.
And then you got Spook, Suspense, and Mystery here. Ship of the Dead.
Oh, nice.
And if you look close, you'll see somebody up here floating on top of the water. Right there. You see them floating on the water?
Yeah.
And then you got a ghoul over here in the water. You got a head down here. If you look close over here, you'll see somebody hanging from a boat.
Oh, yeah.
He's hanging from the sails. But there's all kinds of fine detail in the water of these. LB Cole was real good at, if you look at it back here, you don't see none of that.
Right.
But if you really do, how you was talking about, you do with Kelly, that's how I do with these. You sit here and you just stare at every little.
Oh, yeah.
And you find stuff. And
I've never, I've seen it on your channel, but I hadn't seen it before that.
Yeah.
That head in the middle is just like, ooh.
Then the last book I have in this group right here, this is a Leah Elias cover, and it's really one of my favorite books too.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before. Too much.
Looks like she's going through some kind of love tunnel, and her boyfriend ain't gonna make it. So
yeah, looks like he's having a little bit of a drink there. Yeah,
and it looks like a couple people. He's killed before. There's other bones in here, so Don't go
Yeah,
through the zombie tunnel.
yeah, that tunnel is not so much love there.
So
Going,
that's
going.
that's the kind of stuff I look for. And you know, like I said, low numbers Superman and Batman. I'll try to buy a couple of them a year if I can find them cheap enough. And I never really growing up, I never got into Superman because he was too perfect.
Mhm.
And now I've got kids and I'm trying to get them to softball and trying to get the grades and trying to get showers and trying to get them to. I got one in high school trying to buy her a car, and I kind of feel like Superman's kind of like my role model these days.
Yeah,
So
I had the same kind of conversion, by the
I
way.
think
Yeah,
most people like Superman start liking him when they get older. You know, you're like
yeah,
trying to relate to him. You're trying to be Superman now.
yeah.
So
Well, because like your children, you have to be, or you should be, as much of a role model and as supportive as you can, and yet you have to mold them so that they continue on.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
And that's not an easy job at all. So
no,
uh,
no, yeah.
it's
A lot
it's
of times something happens. I got a teenage daughter, and a lot of times she's rolling her eyes and listening to her headphones and don't want to go on vacation. Horrible. It's horrible when you got to go on vacation with mom and dad
yeah.
and
Oh,
little brother. Let me
yeah.
off at the corner at the basketball games. I'll walk.
Right,
And you just
right.
want your little girl back.
Right. Yeah, I'm right there with you, my friend. I'm right there
Yeah,
with you.
yeah,
First world problems, I guess. Perspective is lacking a lot,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah,
But I did the same thing with my parents. They took me to Spain when I was 12, and I was in Little League, and I was like, oh, do I really gotta go?
yeah.
And we went to Spain. We dined. I speak Spanish, so I could communicate. It was a great time, but I didn't appreciate it. Now looking back, my parents were amazing. Were
Yeah, that's what
truly
people tell
amazing.
me. They're like, your little girl will come back. When they get about 24, 25, they realize that your parents, they might not be as silly as you thought they were. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's those levels, right? When you're young, oh, my parents,
Yeah.
they know everything. Then when you
Yep.
get older, my parents don't know anything. And then when you
Yep.
get really old, my parents knew everything.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
It sort
Yeah.
of goes back and forth.
Yeah. That's
Oh
right.
man. Oh, Steve, that's right. You did. Oh man. Yeah. Well, at least you're not that far. Columbus from Dayton, I don't think is like that far. So, and a pinch, you can go down there. Let's see. Have you guys done video tours of your comic rooms? I did mine a couple months back, Brett. I don't think Dope has, come to think of it.
Here goes a quick one. So you can just
All right, hold on. Let me put you pig. Hold on. All right.
we'll just turn and look at all the old posters on the wall. We got skeletons everywhere. We got old posters. We got more old posters. We got a 6-foot skeleton. We got some Black Lagoon. We got some He-Man figures over there. We got some more
Cool.
skeletons. Then we got 25 guitars over here on the floor.
Nice.
And there you go. There's you a spin around.
Yeah, man, you got a nice room, man. You got a real nice room.
Yeah, it's the comic dungeon. That's
Comic
the only room I
dungeon.
get in the house. My wife says this stuff can't be nowhere else.
This is the only one I got too. I mean, she said I can do whatever I want in here. As soon as it gets to the threshold of the door, it's all hers.
Yeah, that's right. That's the way it goes, man.
So yeah, that's a nice place you got. Let me ask you just a couple questions, then I'll let you go.
All
right. What got you two questions, right? What got you into comics, and then and maybe as an ancillary, what got you into horror comics?
It's same. I think it's probably the same thing for both of them. It's being 7 years old and Scooby-Doo. All the people I knew growing up, they're all into like Spider-Man and Friends and all that. And I always was attracted to Scooby-Doo. And then Scooby-Doo led to when I was 10, I started watching Lost Boys and Monster Squad, stuff like that. And I've always been into horror. And so when I got into comic books, the first thing I got into was like Punisher, because I thought that was the darkest stuff I could find, and Spider-Man's villains. So I'm like, Green Goblin and Punisher, that's about as bad as you can get, And then all of a sudden I discovered actually horror comics with independent titles, all the Pacific comics from the 80s, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I got into all that.
Yeah.
And started finding all these indie companies. And then, you go down the rabbit hole when you get into 80s, Strange Tales and all that kind of stuff. And next thing you know, you just keep going till you get to the best of the best, which is pre-code horror. But I love 70s DC. I love Dale. I love Golden Key. Any of that, To me, I got books that are $3 that I love just as much as a big time book. And I'm going to say something I'm going to say something might be stupid or it might be the wisest thing I've ever said on here, but it's true. If somebody came in and stole all these books today, I wouldn't really care. I've got my family and health, and that's about all you really need. Any of this other stuff, I'm blessed to have it, and I'm going to keep collecting it. But it is what it is. I don't. People are always like, "Well, have you got it insured? Have you do this?" I mean, I love to have it. It's just what it is, but it's not what I'm all about.
Yeah, well, I think that's a good perspective. That ultimately these are just things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And things can be replaced, but the relationships we have, the family, the love, the health, that's the tough part.
Yeah. This is something I like to do to get away. Everybody needs a break from their kids and their wife, and I love to just go hunt and dig. And I'm as happy finding a $3 DC comic as I am a big comic, but I'm always hunting. I love digging, and I think it keeps your mind sharp when you get old.
Yeah, I agree. I also like to do that. I mean, I don't do as much as I used to because of where I live and all that. But whenever I can get to Ocala to hunt with Night Tiger or with the Tampa guys when I'm down there, it's a great time. It's just if you ever have a chance to hunt with a community member, I know Lady Fantastic is up in Nashville.
Yeah, I see her a lot.
Yeah,
we go to the same store. Matter of fact, I was at that store. It's called The Great Escape, and I went to 3 locations a couple of days ago. Hunted all day long. I think I spent $5 and probably about $40 in gas, and came back. And my wife's like, "You dug all day long and spent $5." I'm like, "Hey, it's cheap entertainment.
It is. It's worth it to me as well."
Yeah.
I went to the Great Escape at Louisville over there, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a great place to hunt because there's stuff everywhere. I mean, it's just all comics, video games, records, everything is there.
Yeah, when we talked about Louisville, I've hunted in Louisville and I've hunted in Chattanooga. I mean, you both talked about Chattanooga. So
yeah.
Everywhere I go, I try to take one day on vacation and do that.
Yeah. You got some good places over there where you live. I think you got some good places. Thanks, Magic Lasso. You like my treasuries up there? I've got like 2 or 3 different Legion. I'm a big Legion fan. Just a little kid. So yeah, I love the treasuries. All these oddball things. That's me. I mean, I love mainstream comics as well. Don't get me wrong. The regular floppies and the whole bit. But when you find something unusual, like let's see, what did I find the other day? I found the little the Haunt of Horror digest. Have you seen those?
I haven't seen those. But in 3rd grade, I had a teacher named Mr. Schaefer, and he had the big treasury of Muhammad Ali and Superman.
Yeah.
And that might be the first comic book I ever seen, but I thought that was amazing,
Cool. Yeah, I'm still on the hunt for that one as well.
And there's another one with Spider-Man and Superman on it.
That's pretty cool. I think the first crossover.
Yeah, that's pretty neat too.
Marvel DC crossover. And there's some really rare one which was signed by Carmen Infantino and I think Stan Lee, like at a signing event. If you can find one of those, that's like, hen's teeth.
Yeah.
They just
all thing bad about those are hard to store because they're so big.
You know what I do is I have a you get a magazine box and you put them in long ways.
Yeah.
And then I got some foam buffers and it works perfectly. But other than that, yeah, because the top is if you don't lie them down, the top will come out and then they'll bend easily. But a magazine box, long ways with buffer, you're good.
Brett's asking what style of music I play.
Oh yeah, that's Brett Bottomley. He's a musician, by the way.
I live in Nashville, and I started playing guitar about 4, and didn't have much choice when I was a kid. But I'm glad I had to take lessons, as a kid because I'm grateful now.
Time's up.
I play probably every kind of music. When I was younger, I worked at a guitar stores, and parents would always come in there around Christmas. So like, can this guitar play bluegrass? Can it play, metal? Can it play country? And you'd have to know licks of everything if you wanted to sell guitars,
right?
And it had to sound good. You're like, oh man, that thing can play Metallica, Bob Seger, whatever, you know.
Right.
So I just play a little bit of everything, and I love all styles of music pretty much. So
That's
I
cool.
used to be in bands as younger, but I don't do any of that anymore.
You're a well-rounded guy. Music, comics, comedy. All kinds
Yeah,
of.
well, I collect old guitars. I just sold 2 guitars at Carter Vintage in Nashville, and I got $17,000 for 2 guitars. So
Wow.
there's money in guitars,
That's how
and
you fund the collection.
yeah, and I collect. When I was smaller, the first thing I got into was collecting baseball cards and basketball cards, and I have a big collection of that too. And I've got old 50s cards from there too. So ever since I've been young, I've liked stuff older than me. I grew up in the 70s, and if anything was older than me, I wanted it. So I always collected older
Cool.
stuff than me.
So Ryan says, if you ever come to Nashville, will you take me to Barbara Mandrell's house, pretty please?
Well, I don't know about Barbara Mandrell, but right up the road from me, there is a Johnny Cash farm, and you can go see Johnny Cash's farm. It's 5 minutes from my house, and they've got the Storytellers Museum there. They have you can take tours of his house. I used to work at a place called East Food Center, and I would take his groceries out.
Wow,
I was a young kid. Yeah, I was a young kid, and he'd come through, and I'd get him his groceries, and kids would run up to him in the parking lot and want autographs, and he wouldn't have nothing to autograph, so he'd pull out dollar bills and sign dollar bills.
Oh man, wow.
Well, then they would run in the grocery store and buy candy with it, and the cash register would be full of Johnny Cash dollar bills. So we'd always keep the dollar bills out of there.
Oh,
so,
that's a cool story right there. Yeah. Very cool story.
This was whenever Johnny was older,
I have the Johnny Cash comic, I think it's like an Archie Spire comic.
I got that too. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right, well, let's wrap it up, Dope, because I said I didn't want to keep you too long. I just wanted to have the community here as I thank you and to show you, you're very generous and you're very thoughtful, A-OK. And again, his link is below if you came in late. Trust me, check out his latest couple of hauls. And if you're feeling a little blue, just go over to Dope. He's going to pick you right up.
Yeah.
Pick you right up.
We're excited. They're all about 7 to 12 minutes long. I try not to keep people too long. You can't take big doses of them. You just got to take it a little bit at a time.
Oh, I'll take big doses of you anytime, my friend.
Well, thank you.
All right. So let me show off again for those of you who may have come in late. The amazing A-OK. This is our original pencils, original art from Frank Kelly Freeze, circa 1958, titled Studies Over Photos. It is framed. It's 8 by 12, and it's going to be hanging right behind my, right under my shadow figure that was penciled by my friend Lawrence Everett. That's going to be its forever home in my vintage wall. Okay. So Dope, my friend, thank you again. People can catch you on your channel, on Biggie's channel every 2 weeks on the Comic Collector Club. You do any other collaborations?
Sometimes I go on, random channels. I've been on the G Spot with G-Man, and I do stuff with Lady Fantastic every once in a while. But
Great.
Pretty much I just try to do my own thing, and I'll do Biggie's show on occasion when he needs me, which it's been pretty much every week except for last week. Here lately we've got a lot of people in there. So anytime he needs me, I'm on that. And I just have fun talking comics. So
you sure do.
There won't be no speculation or none of that stuff on there. But
no speculation. They'll just be
show and tell.
Passion. They'll just be the joy. They'll just be the outpouring of who knows what.
But it'll show and tell, no telling what we'll talk about.
That's right. No telling what comes out. What spews out of that.
Green beans, all kinds of topics.
No. The wonderful maniac has no filters. He just goes for it, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay, my friend, stay on. I just want to talk to you for a few more minutes, but I'm going to end the screen. Thank you, chat, for being here. I truly appreciate it. What a great community we live here, Dope. We live in. I mean, I know you know this, but the time that I had with COVID, where we were locked in, and now I work from home and all that. If it wasn't for this community and the relationships we had, I would have gone stir crazy. I do believe.
Well, let me just say this before we get off here. One of the main things I remember about 2020 is I only started my channel in February.
Right.
And the main things I remember is being home during 2020 and all that. And one of the main channels I watched was your No Face Show. And I love DS. And he collected horror comics back in the day. and y'all have been a big, inspired me to do what I do. So you
That
laugh
means a lot,
because
man.
of me doing stuff, but it's all because of your shows. So
That means a lot. That means a lot. I'm gonna hopefully we'll be back again with DS once once his son grows up a little bit and he gets a little more rest. We'll be back. We're on hiatus, but we'll definitely be back. No doubt about it.
DS knows a lot about comics. So
oh man, especially Golden Age. Forget it.
yeah.
He is a true encyclopedia.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll get out of here. Everybody knows what I'm going to say. Be kind to each other. Be blessed and be back. Bye.